Hello, ladies. I finally made it home from church, and I'm going to have a nice cup of coffee. Maybe you can join me. I want to talk to you a little bit about those categories that we previously mentioned. The categories of work, rest, and play. And I'm taking the time specifically to talk to you now because this is the time that I have, but I also chose this time. And there's a difference between just saying, that's all the time that I have. What time have you chosen to do different things? It's all about your choices and your priorities. So I woke up this morning, got ready for church, went to church, and it was an extra long service today, and I knew that. So there was an extra long coffee hour afterwards, and so then that was wonderful because I knew I was going to need that time. So I didn't make my bed. I didn't put my stuff away before I left, like my makeup and all my things, and I'm going to do that now. I'm going to get undressed, get comfortable, make my bed, put all my stuff away, and then I'm going to do another thing that I've been waiting to do, and that's finishing my Christmas decorations. And I'm using this as an example for a reason. When we look at the categories of time, let's first start with the category of work. Work, for most of us, most of the time, or a lot of the time I should say, is our employment. For me, it's being an occupational therapist. I work several hours a day as an occupational therapist. And then I come home and I have other things to do around my house. Things that need to and should be getting done. It's not just I want to do it, but it kind of needs to be done. Things to be cleaned, straightened out, whatever. Everybody has those things around their house. And if you don't do them, you know, the house is messy, things are out of order, just things don't work unless things are done. So that's the work stuff that we have. And it could be outside of the home too, like yard work or anything that you have to do outside besides inside the house. Then we look at the category of rest. Rest is not sitting on the couch watching a movie. That's wonderful to do, but it's not rest. Rest is when you turn off your brain and you're actually resting. You're sleeping. You're giving your body the time to recuperate. Another thing that's just like medicine for the body, natural medicine. And it's really, really important for everything. And I know that you all research things. There's lots of information out there about the importance of sleep and the challenges we have in trying to obtain enough sleep every night. So that's a struggle. That's a challenge. So what are you doing extra that you probably could put aside or redivide up to different categories or different time frames so that you can actually get that rest? How much do you want that rest? How much do you understand how you need that rest? Okay, think about that. Now there's the category of play. Play almost seems a little wimpy when you hear about it because you might feel a little guilty. Gee, should I be playing? Yeah, you should. We all need to find joy in our lives. We need to find the activities that bring us joy, that bring us laughter, that we feel fun, we can be rejuvenated. And it could be a very relaxing activity that does that. It doesn't have to be dancing and singing or, running a marathon or doing whatever, but it's something that you enjoy doing, something that you find pleasure in. It's very personal, but it is very important to try to balance. It goes into the balance of the work, rest, and play. Now, all of these things, again, like I said, are not perfect. They're quite challenging for us most of the time because we're human. We run on a very fast schedule these days with all of these responsibilities we have, and trying to balance it is absolutely a constant challenge. That's where we come into the fourth category. The fourth category is free time. You say, what? I don't have any free time. You may not have free time because you're dividing things up maybe not so well. I've been guilty of it, and I know you have too, because we're human. And free time can be your best friend or it can be your worst enemy. And I say that because free time is something that we don't think we deserve, don't think we have, but it's hiding there. We just need to take a snip of it and utilize it for what we need. So if that little half an hour, dare I say 30 minutes, wow, that's a lot of time. 30 minutes of, I really don't know what I should be doing right now. I don't have anything to do. Ding, ding, ding. What can you be doing? Do you need a little more rest? Do you need to do a little something of work that you kind of didn't do, like maybe fold that basket of clothes? Kind of boring, but maybe it needs to get done and you should have done it already. Didn't have time to do it before? Get it done now. Put something away that you didn't put away before. Empty the dishwasher. I don't know, but something. But that's the free time that gives you the opportunity to do something that needs to be done that wasn't done. Or do you just need to take a little rest? Or did you need a little phone call to a friend that you haven't talked to in a while? That is really important too. So this is what I'm talking about. You need to just divide up the pie the way it works for you. So some days you're not going to get the same number of hours in every category. Oh boy, we can't get 8 and 8 and 8 all the time. That's just not something that is completely realistic. Reality is we're human. Life gets in the way, meaning it happens. It doesn't really get in the way. That's kind of negative. Life happens. So what happens to us is we need to then decide how much more of each thing or how less of something do we need to do that day to prioritize something else. And it's all about decisions and priorities. It's about your choices. Today, I was talking to a lovely lady at coffee hour at church, and she was telling me in the last year or so, she's made some changes in her work where she's not working so many hours. She's actually having time to do the things that she likes to do. And one of the things she loves to do, always loved to do, and hasn't done in a long time, believe it or not, is bake cookies. I looked at her and I said, I am so proud of you. I'm so proud that you are able to understand how important it is to say, I'm going to bake cookies today. I'm going to take the time. I'm going to get all the ingredients ready. In fact, she did it a day ago. She put everything prepared ahead and put the dough in the refrigerator to get prepared. And she's going to put Christmas music on and she's going to do her decorations. She told me she's going to do all of that today, and it's a big thing for her. And I said, gosh, good for you. This is what I'm talking about. It's important for her to do that today, specifically in this time. And that's what's going to make her day meaningful. Nothing's going to fall apart around the way. If you didn't get the basket of clothes folded, you can do it later. Yeah, I'm one of those people that don't like to leave things undone. But when you look at life in general, you need to prioritize what's important for you at that moment. And that's the way we achieve our happiness. And when we're happy, we have a balance. Remember, mind-body connection. Listen to what makes sense for you. Listen to your heart. And then look around you in your environment to see what's going on. And you can make the choices based on that. What's important, what's a priority, what is going to make you feel fulfilled and feel balanced. So one more thing I want to talk about is the human and non-human environment. When I was in school to learn how to be an occupational therapist, I also was taught about the human and non-human environment. Let me explain a little bit about that. The human environment, of course, are the people around us. All the human connections that we make within our lives. The people we meet, the people we learn to enjoy time with, the people that are no longer with us. It's just all the human touch. Then we have the non-human environment. I said, what the heck is that? The non-human environment. The non-human environment are the material items around us. And we all have them. And I mean every little material item. There's going to be a meaning behind everything. It doesn't make every single material item as important as each other. In other words, they're not all equal. They're going to be items that you have from your past that mean a lot to you. There's going to be things that are not so important, but they're there. They're nice, okay? But the non-human environment is what makes our emotions stir. We may have a very special picture frame that you've had for years that someone very special gave you. You might have a toy from when you were a little child that you say, well, when I got that, this is what was happening. And it's just, it evokes memory, it evokes emotion. So the non-human environment is what makes the human environment meaningful. It brings meaning to our lives. So it's not the material item in itself, it's what it means and what its purpose is. So we all have them. So if you're aware of that as well, it's important that you include the things around you, in your surroundings that mean stuff to you. But really, they're not about the things. It's about the people that they remind you of. And then surround yourself with lovely people and be that lovely person as well. So when you're feeling happy inside, you will be balanced. You will feel good, not perfect, just feeling like yourself. Try to work on that from day to day, ladies. And remember, a balance of work, rest, and play. And don't forget that little free time. Make it your friend, not your enemy. We'll talk again soon. Have a great day.